why is he crying? Why are you crying? Cheap, boring, rubbish. Where's your creativity? Flat out tell me you hate gay people. Tell me you hate men wearing makeup, because then I just won't give you my money. Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, I want to talk on a few situations I've seen around the beauty space recently, because some of them are just straight up ridiculous. And it's got to this point where I'm like, have brands learned nothing? Have people learned nothing? As somebody who's worked in customer service, customer facing jobs, pretty much my whole life, even as a makeup artist, your client is your customer. I have a few things to say on these situations, right? Let me know your opinions down below. As always, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. What I have on my face is down below in the description box. It is the Squid Games collection with Wakemake, a Korean brand. Wakemake is Olive Young, it's their own brand. I do have a discount code. I'll double check that it applies to the collection. It's so cute. So if you're a fan of Squid Game, it is a good show if you haven't watched it already. Good makeup in general, then check it out. It's down below with all my other discounts as normal. Okay, let's get into this today. If you've been keeping up with product releases recently, you're gonna probably recognize these, right? These are the Patrick Tar eyeshadow duos. I did a review on them recently, and if you've seen these, you probably also know about the Michaela situation and the mold sightings and the pricing dramas, but that's not what we're gonna focus on today. There's a content creator by the name of Ivana Sunshine.
I'm sick of seeing companies profit off of the black dollar and they're not paying black creators. What do you suppose I do? I went the nice way. I wasn't the mad black woman when I emailed or when I DM'd you. So what do you suppose I do? I have a question for brands. How would you feel if someone stole from you? If someone took your hard-earned time and work, blood, sweat, and tears, and they stole from you? How would you feel if someone stole from your mother? Am I supposed to just let it ride? Just let it go? I thought about that. I was like, you know, just let it go. But then you see people, especially black people, riding for the company. And that doesn't make me feel very well. Because I just wonder if those black creators that are supporting you so heavily knew that you were out here not paying black creators, how would they feel? I don't think they'd be okay with that. I'm surely not. And who knows? You may see this video and still not give a shit. But my work here is done. Pay black creators.
Okay, now a little bit of context here, because we all need context. So Ivana had a collab with Patrick on TikTok, right? To make some promotional videos for them. And she wasn't paid. After repeatedly sending emails to Patrick's team and sending him DMs directly, she eventually felt like there wasn't another option and posted the video we've just seen on TikTok, right? It does get to a point where if brands start to ignore you, if you aren't getting the money that you are owed from doing a job, you've provided a service for that company, it is very frustrating. Listen, I have waited a year to be paid from some brands. I didn't talk about it publicly, and I actually don't think it's regular for this brand because I've never heard anyone talk about it. But I have waited up to a year to be paid from someone. However, that's not normal and that's not acceptable at any point. So I do know it takes time for brands to pay you. However, in a lot of contracts, you have a payment time, a certain time you're expected to be paid. And if a brand is ignoring you and not responding to you about money, likelihood is they're ignoring your request for money. And if we're talking about, getting paid for what you do is fair, talking about fairness in the beauty industry, beauty community, beauty content creators that are people of color, the beauty industry is notoriously known for treating them completely differently, whether that be sharing less of their content, hiring people of color to do less work with the brands, not going on brand trips, you know? This is a fact. This isn't just something people are making up. People of color are treated differently to everyone else within the beauty space, whether that be in advertising, whether that be brands, whether that be in the influencer industry. So if you are going to pay all your other content creators, but skip past the people of color, that's a huge red flag, right? This is definitely one way to get a brand's attention. It wasn't just the brand's and Patrick's attention she ended up getting though, right? So with over 10 million views, thousands of comments, everyone and their grandma was having their opinion on this, with arguments, you know, for and against destroying the product being too far. Now, listen, I think it's crazy that one of the main things people got from this video, one of the main issues people got from this video was the destroying of the products. Did they not hear the underlying issue here with the payment situation? Yes, it is wasteful to break products like that. And I can see it from two different sides. People who are like, that's a waste of product. They already have your money. Why not just use the product? You could donate those products. And then I also see it from a side where you can be so disgusted by a brand that you don't even want them in your aura. You don't want them in your house. You don't want your friends to have them. You don't want to see that product ever again. I get that side. I get that point of, why did I just do this? I get that point of view also. It's weird to me that the issue some people got from this video was, the bigger issue was her breaking the product and not the fact, you know, that this guy-owned brand who sells $42 eyeshadows was not paying her money. So listen, Patrick Starrr himself did end up making an apology for this and addressed it right after he deleted his first one because he wasn't crying convincingly enough.
I need to address the situation that has happened with Ivana and how my team and I have been handling it the last couple of days. I personally reached out to Ivana immediately after seeing the video, and I do not expect a response, and she does not owe me a conversation. She is probably just tired and angry at this entire situation, and rightfully so. Ivana, I am truly so sorry that this has escalated to this point, and I'm so sorry that I didn't see your message. I want to get you compensated as soon as possible, today if possible, if you are willing to answer me. I have had the privilege to be able to have met you and to know like what a ray of sunlight you are, and I want you to know that if I had known this, I would have never let this happen. This was my team's mistake, but my name is on this brand. I am the one that you guys see, so I take full responsibility and accountability for this. And this is a reminder for me of a bigger conversation of fair and equal treatment for Black content creators. You guys do not know how happy it made me to see so many Black creators talk about my brand, and to have this happen and to disappoint you guys. I am truly so sorry. Our brand is reviewing our process on how we take invoices, and it is our job to make sure all of our vendors and all of our creators get compensated for their work. I promise, again, I cannot say. I immediately reached out to Ivana after seeing that video, and I don't expect a response from Ivana. She doesn't owe me a conversation. She is probably mad at this whole entire situation, and that is completely understandable. This was my finance team that made this mistake. My face is the one that you guys see, and I need to take accountability for this. I value the creativity and the voices of Black content creators. As a brand, like, we are reviewing our process and the way that we do our invoicing, where it is our job to make sure that our vendors and our creators get compensated for their work. And I will never let something like this happen again.
He goes on to say that this was a mistake made by his finance team, and he acted on this immediately after learning about it, right? I feel like when you have a company, a brand, especially when it's in your own name, Patrick Tar is the founder, oh, my microphone's really high, and owner of Patrick Tar Beauty, Cosmetics, whatever it's called, you do kind of have to take sole responsibility. You can say, you know, me and my finance, I don't have no highlighter on, me and my finance team made a mistake here. Me and, you know, this person made a mistake here. Listen, I do have to say also though, it's kind of like, you know, someone doesn't get paid and then you're calling out. It's like someone doing a collaboration with Charlotte Tilbury and then someone doesn't get paid and then you're calling out Charlotte Tilbury herself. Like, of course she isn't in a finance office paying all her influencers. If someone calls her out online, that's probably going to be the first time Charlotte Tilbury herself would hear about it. Same with a Patrick Tar situation. However, I would still expect Charlotte Tilbury, Patrick Tar, who else has a brand in their own name? Lisa Eldridge, Wayne Goss, who else? You know, these people to make a statement and say something, right? And take responsibility. I don't think half those people would make a mistake like this, however. I have to say this, and I don't mean to be mean or have no empathy. Why is he crying? Why are you crying? Why would you cry about this? You have the creator is angry, right? To be like, oh, I'm so, I don't mean to be unsensitive, and people deal with things differently. Have a little cry off camera, you know, that everyone's angry at you, fine. If it's a mistake as in your name, people will handle emotion differently. But to upload a version where you're not crying convincingly enough, and then upload another version where you are not crying and then crying again after you have your emotions together is to me performative, and it's not really. I'm sorry, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but it's completely unnecessary. There was no need to cry. I think that's just trying to prove that he's sorrier than, you know, I'm sure he's sorry, and I'm sure it's a terrible mistake. But for me, the crying is like, you are an owner of a brand, a grown person. Why did this make you cry on camera? You can express that you are sorry and it was a big mistake, and yes, I take responsibility, without cry. There's no need to cry. I'm sorry. Also, let's bear in mind, people who have all these views on TikTok are going to make money from these videos, right? He's going to make money from his apology. The original creator is going to make money from her cracking up the thing. At least on YouTube, back in the day, we could tell that on an apology video, people would have monetization that's off. You know what I mean? So we could tell that people weren't making money from these videos, or they'll donate the money to charity, etc. But depending on his CRM, RPM, Patrick could have quite easily made between $5,000 and $8,000 from this one apology video, which quite frankly would be further profiting from this whole situation in the first place, from dodging Ivana herself. Just remembering back to Ivana, she said that she had emailed multiple times as well as tried to get in contact with Patrick himself. Was it really an accident or just blatant ignorance? You know what I mean? Ivana did make a video replying to this, basically just saying that she hopes that everyone giving her hate never loses their job. This is a really good response on her part, and always has food on the table, and lists what brands she was wearing and the fact that they had all paid her, right? Imagine going to any job and they don't pay you. Imagine turning up to an office job, a retail job, and one day they're just like, you keep going to your manager and being like, I'm not being paid, and your manager's like, just ignoring you every single time. You know, at some point you're going to be like, I haven't been paid, screaming it out. If you have a platform and the only way to get what's rightfully yours, the money for the job, is to tell everyone, I don't like this brand anymore. My anger is being shown through this. I don't like them. I can't bear them. They haven't paid me. Then fuck it. Do it. In my opinion. That's obviously not fact. I'm sure everyone has different opinions. Thank God she made that video. Otherwise, she might still be not getting paid here in 2025. For me, the apology was needed. The explanation was needed. Because, I mean, if something comes out like that, sure, everyone's looking for an answer anyway. So as much as some people may say you don't need to apologize, just deal with it behind closed doors. That's not what everyone is looking for. Let's be real. But to cry, like, I'm sure you've dealt with more in your business life than somebody not getting paid and making a video about it. You know what I mean? Perhaps I'm just insensitive. Okay, so moving on getting a little bit serious for a second before we cover Ensley Reign. It's important to mention that some creators have been getting attacked online to the point of removing videos and stories just for speaking out about this brand. Because of what it involves, I feel it's important to give a platform and speak up about it, because the reality is we vote with our wallets. People don't really like to agree with that, but if you ignore the creator behind a brand, you can't do that. People who say they separate the makeup from the person, you can't do that. You're funding that person. You're giving them money. Perhaps they're donating to things that you don't agree with. Either way, you know, you're voting with your money. So that's a thing. If you do want to go and find out more about this situation, Jen Love, who always does amazingly deeply researched videos, has a great video on this on YouTube, or you can find all the screenshots and story over on @LaurenBlends Instagram. Some of the screenshots that we're going to be looking at are from Lauren, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, as she documented everything before the brand tried to clean it up. Talking a little bit more about what this brand has been up to, other than what we're going to be focusing on, other than having allegedly very aggressive and poor customer service history with naming their palettes after slurs, using content without creators' permission, not showing ingredients on their site, and being accused of repackaging products from AliExpress, they have also prolifically use AI art, assuming all of their packaging, and have continuously tried to lie about it, right? So the artist mentioned in the brand's comment has changed their name on Etsy, but if you take a look at their designs, you can still find the exact art up for sale for around £2, $2, that was used for their Harvest Moon palette, as well as other nearly identical images. They also clearly state in their bio on Etsy that they use AI, right? Then there's the other pictures that are all very obviously AI generated. It's very obvious to me when a palette is AI generated or an image is AI generated. It just is. There's just something about it that gives you this uncanny AI vibe. It's cheap. Despite all the problems around AI, not despite them, let's say if we don't think about them for a second, and we're being just surface level shallow about the look of AI imagery on palettes, it looks shit and it looks cheap, right? To me, it screams you sat at your computer, typed in fairy on a background with toadstools, you know what I mean? And then it popped up an AI image and you slapped it on your palette. Cheap, boring, rubbish. Where's your creativity? Where's your community of, you know, finding an artist? And I know it can be expensive to find an artist. I have actually just done a video on AI situations over my reaction channel. If you haven't subscribed already, if you like commentary stuff and reaction, that's all there. And let's be real, makeup artistry, creating makeup is an art form, right? And how can you love art, love the artist community, and have a whole business around it, create your own color stories, and still not value actual human work enough to respect that AI just straight up steals from artists? So other than that, right, other than all this denying AI stuff, actually, if you look through the comments, it's actually quite funny. You wouldn't think there would be more. The brand has been found liking both anti-trans and anti-autism posts and creators on Instagram. How can you be anti-autism? It's so fucking stupid. After being called out for this though, the brand went straight into like unfollow, unlike every post they could. But here's some of the things they have been seen liking to give you a good idea on what sort of content, what kind of people they were following. Again, all of these screenshots are from Lauren's post about the brand. So any comments we can see are from her perspective, right? In insanity. Okay, again, let's be surface level, right? You're doing it from your business account, and the content itself is unbelievable. Like I cannot believe, first of all, that this kind of content exists. Actually, I can, because people are absolute assholes, right? To be so outwardly brave to like and comment on these things is wild to me, right? At this point, right, knowing everything we know about this brand, it's worth mentioning that one of their first palettes they released was $88.88. To write this off as meaningless if a brand hadn't behaved the way they have, but there's a lot of discussion around the fact that 88 is in fact a call card for white supremacists. I know, stay with me. It represents saying the Heil, what this guy's, you know. Now you think about after being called out for all of this, you would just close. Like seriously, there isn't a feasible way for this brand to apologize for this in a genuine, meaningful way. But that didn't stop them from trying. This is their apologies, right? It has come to our attention that our brand's social media activity has caused some concern, and we want to address it directly. Ensley Reign Cosmetics is committed to creating an inclusive and supportive space for everyone, especially our LGBTQ+ community. Okay, the posts in question do not reflect the values of Ensley Reign Cosmetics, and we deeply regret any hurt or disappointment these interactions have caused. We acknowledge that our engagement with certain content was due to not fully understanding the creator's broader message. While we initially appreciated her discussions about her experience as a tomboy, we did not realize that some of her views conflict with our commitment to inclusivity. Moving forward, we are refocusing our efforts to ensure that our social media presence truly aligns with our values of inclusivity and empowerment. Your trust and support mean everything to us, and we are grateful for the feedback that allows us to learn and grow. Thank you for being part of our journey, allowing us space to evolve, and for continuing to give us the opportunity to do what we love. Your kindness and understanding inspires us to do better every day. And in a post, they said, we stand with the LGBTQ+ community and are committed to creating a space that celebrates and supports everyone's right to live freely and authentically. And this continues in the captions and pretty much say what they said. This to me does not seem genuine, okay? Whenever somebody has an apology, and I'll get to you people that are like, they shouldn't have to apologize. A few things I look for in an apology, right? When it's against a community of people. Apology, we didn't realize what we were doing. We understand and stand by you, whoever you are. Thank you for helping us learn. Thank you for helping us grow. In the future, we do this. You see the same thing all the time. You saw the same kind of outline from Euphoria. It's boring. It's boring and it's annoying, actually. The content they were liking could not be more blatant as to what it was. And if you're going to do it from a business account, now just thinking business-wise, because I'm not a fucking moron like the people here, if you're going to do it from a business account, should you not pay more attention in what you're doing and what you're liking? We did not realize that some of the views conflicted with our commitment to inclusivity. Some of the views. That's an insane apology. It's an awful apology. That's been pretty much what's gone on around this brand right now. Let me just say something right about this situation. For those people who may not understand what it's like to be discriminated against for just being the person you are, you may be sitting there thinking, why should they have to apologize for believing what they're believing? Although I feel like half my audience, if you're sitting here watching the gay man put makeup on, I'm sure you're pretty friendly, right? Like, we can have different views and still respect people's way of life and not let my choices interfere with everyone else's, right? Imagine if I was to be like, okay, I'm going to get a band of people together and I'm going to stop people from being Christian because I don't agree with it. Like, that's not good. You know what I mean? We can all be aware that other people exist. And here's what I'm gonna say. I am over brands and companies trying to learn and grow, and we're sorry. You know what? Flat out tell me you hate gay people. Tell me you hate black people. Tell me you hate trans people. Tell me you hate women. Tell me you hate men wearing makeup, because then I just won't give you my money. At this point, I would rather know who I'm giving my money to than expect them to give me an apology. If they should apologize for offending people, I 100% believe. But if you're gonna make choices like liking this anti-trans stuff, flat out say it. Flat out say you are transphobic, because then I know not to give you my money. I know I don't ever want to talk about your company in terms of a product in a positive way. I know where I stand with you. It's like people. There are people I won't speak to because I know their worldly views, you know what I mean? And I don't agree with them. Not to a point where we just subtly disagree. It's to a point where you are hateful towards other people and you encourage that. If you are homophobic, transphobic, if you are racist, if you are just outrightly discriminatory against any kind of person, tell me, because I don't want to give you my money. You know what I mean? Let's not do the apologies anymore. Let's be like, sorry we offended people, but we hate this group of people. That's just us. That's just our brand. Okay, great. Bye. Because this apology is going to do what for the brand? Nothing. Finally, right, on the theme of shady business practices, Glamlite is this indie brand. Their formulas are actually really, really nice. I use their eyeshadows. I've gone off them a little bit for a few reasons. but I want to fact check those reasons first. And I'm just bored of the constant licenses all the time, licensing things. But anyway, they do a lot of themed collections, basically, and are hugely popular on TikTok. You know, being a brand on TikTok Shop is always a sign that they're good. Have you tried them before? I tried them before, I did like them, I did like the formula, and I liked their eyeshadows. So they recently brought out these lip kits, right? And the feedback on them hasn't been so great.
Okay, I'm opening my Glamlite kits, and I am kind of really upset. Look at this. There's nothing in here. Here's another one. There's literally only product on the sides. The tube, this tube, completely empty. This one has a tiny bit more, but again, it's empty. Like, this is ridiculous. What are we paying for an empty tube? Like, I love Glamlite, but what the hell? What the hell, Glamlite? I ordered 3 sets of each of these, and that's crazy. There's like no product in any of these. I haven't even tried them, but I'm severely disappointed in why are we paying for that price for absolutely nothing inside the glass containers.
This is a bit unusual because most products you get, you kind of pay for the actual product, right? For a product to be near enough empty is very confusing. Here's what I find though with some brands is when it's on TikTok Shop, I personally think TikTok Shop cheapens some brands. And yes, I've bought things from TikTok Shop and use brands that sell on TikTok Shop, but when it's their focus, it ages it down for me, and it gets to like this play school age. I feel like if you're buying makeup from TikTok Shop, exclusive things that have been made just for TikTok Shop, it's a rushed process, and you know, you don't have that care to attention, care to details with these kind of products. Could it be a manufacturing issue? Sure. Could it literally be a case of things not being filled correctly? Sure. But I feel like if you're a brand and that kind of mistake happens, you need to take responsibility, right? So this lady, Maya, hasn't been the only one to find out her gloss is just totally dried up. There has been tons of people posting to TikTok about these.
I'm gonna go ahead and make another video since Glamlite wants to do this game. They sent me products with like nothing in them, the 6-piece dessert lip kit set. And I sent them a video and posted a video, and they blocked me, deleted my review, and then they blocked everybody else in my comments who called them out, as well as I had ordered 3 sets and I ordered some on different accounts. So I reviewed from those accounts, and they completely took the 6-piece dessert kit set down. So nobody can see my reviews and nobody can review at all, as well as me being blocked and them blocking everybody else who is calling them out, and as well as people commenting on their page and them getting blocked. But I have screenshots of everything before they did all this. I have screenshots of my reviews. I have screenshots of the dessert kit being up and everything. So they're just playing this game and they're trying to sweep it under the rug, and no, Glamlite, you're not going to, because now I'm really pissed. You guys couldn't take accountability, and now you're just completely trying to hide everything, as well as me getting products with like nothing in them, and that is bullshit. Absolute bullshit, and you will be exposed, Glamlite. No, like my blood's boiling now. Like I'm really pissed. I don't really get this worked up about stuff, but the fact that you're just trying to hide it and blocking everybody and taking the whole thing down so that nobody can see my reviews or comment reviews anymore. No, you need to be canceled. Here's the 6-piece lip kit that they deleted my comment on. Here's the next 2 comments I left from both of my other accounts, because I ordered 3 of the 6-piece lip kits. They sent me lippies that had basically nothing inside. They were like empty tubes, and so I left reviews. They deleted, and then they decided to take the post completely down so nobody could comment or view at all, or nobody could see mine. And then here's somebody that commented on their one of their videos, and they deleted her comment, and they are blocking everybody who is calling them out, including me, and they are deleting my reviews, and they deleted the product. So here's some screenshots for you guys, since they want to do this. Trash, baby, just like that customer service and company. Trash. 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 Let's not forget these. And all the money I spent. Just like that company. Enjoy your lip kits.
To delete someone's review on a product as the company, I think is an awful, awful look for a brand. If you are a brand out there and someone complains about your product, the best thing you can do is respond with a fix for that issue. It shows that you care about what your customers think. It shows that you are able to deal with criticism, which I think is just as big a deal and just as important as dealing with compliments and success if you're a business. So allegedly, Glamlite had temporarily turned off their comment section just after this video came out, totally just ignoring both Maya and other customers commenting about having the same issue. Again, a terrible look. It is completely unethical as a brand to take reviews down, to take negative reviews down. You have a problem, it should then be your focus as a brand to fix that issue, right? Going as far as to pull the product to control the reviews is crazy. Untrustworthy is the biggest red flag here. You don't like genuine criticism? Having a positive review for your brand isn't about everything going right all the time. How you deal with being unsuccessful in something is also the best opportunity to show how amazing you are as a brand. Setbacks aren't always completely negative. Although all the products were available separately, they took down the 6-piece set that had those reviews.
Okay, so this is the last video, excuse me, that I'm gonna make on this. I just wanted to first state that I just got an email at 11:36 a.m. from TikTok today stating that I am getting a refund. So I am getting a refund. I wanted to update on that. A couple of other things I wanted to address are that people are getting mad about the comparison to Dollar Tree, and just to let everybody know, that was not me making that comment. I never said anything like that. That is people in my comments, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. As well as, if you guys actually took the time to look through my page before commenting, you would see that I had posted several other videos of loving Glamlite's makeup products. So this isn't just to do just because and or for money or whatever people were saying. I don't get paid for anything on my TikTok. I don't have that ability. This is because there was a literal issue with the product. You know, there's other people with this same issue now, and instead of telling me that there's nothing wrong with the products, they could have just said that it was actually their bad, and then posting a video stating that they do quality control checks. There's other people with this same issue, so clearly they have a manufacturing issue, and I understand that happens, but the way they went about it is absolutely not okay, with blocking me and blocking anybody else. The block was immediate. I will tell you guys that. Immediate upon having a complaint with them. And then I guess there's some people saying that apparently, I don't know who's saying it, they're saying Glamlite said that they asked me to send pictures and I refused and got mad. That's not the case. The whole conversation started with me sending them a video and telling them that I was really disappointed with the product because there was like nothing in it. I sent the video to them. They did not ask me for anything, no picture, no nothing. So I don't know where that's coming from, or the misinformation that's going on there, but just to clear that up. What's crazy is one of the other girls who made the video about it, they immediately refunded her, and they publicly commented on her video apologizing to her. A nice apology, which was not the case of how they went about it with me. It was a little half-assed thing and a block. So they're picking and choosing who they apologize to and who they treat nicely. And there's several other people this has happened to. They have a F rating at Better Business Bureau as well. And for all of you guys mad about me throwing the stuff in the trash, saying I could have donated it, I'm not going to donate items from a company that I do not support. What I will do is take that money that I was refunded and I will donate it, which I'm already talking to somebody about, maybe a group home that could use it and getting them some Christmas items. But yeah, I'm not going to donate items that for a company I don't support, or use items for a company I don't support. That's just not going to happen. So, I mean, you guys can be mad about it and you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm entitled to mine, and that's where I draw the line on mine. The other thing I wanted to address is the reviews being deleted. I thought they had been deleted because what I'm assuming what happened, because you absolutely can do this, is they reported my comments to TikTok in hopes TikTok would take them down, because TikTok can evaluate them and decide whether they're fake or whether to take them off or not. My comments absolutely did disappear for a while, or my reviews, and I have screenshots of that. And then they deleted that 6-piece lip kit bundle immediately after I left those reviews, and then they gave me some excuse of, well, it was scheduled to come down anyways. No, they deleted it because it had bad reviews, and now my reviews are on their regular page. You can see it, but my reviews were 100% gone for a couple of hours. Actually, I think it might have been like a day. But yeah, so I'm assuming they just reported them trying to get them off and it didn't work. But there's other people that have reviewed that they have got their reviews deleted, and I mean, you guys can believe what you want, but the facts remain. So have a nice day, guys.
This was the final update from Maya, and thankfully she did end up getting her money back. Again, it's one of those situations where you have to be upset publicly, you know, and express how angry you are for the brand to even see it. And it's damage control is what it is. It's not a genuine want and need to get this person's money back. It's damage control and on a public image for your brand. She threw away the product. Like what happened with the Patrick Tar duos, right? You don't even want it anywhere near you. You don't want it even in your house. You don't even want anyone to have it. You know what I mean? The way that Glamlite had issued an apology and refunded other people so quickly just goes to show that sometimes the only way to get to these brands are, I'm gonna call you out and see where we go from there. I want everyone to see how you're screwing me over, right? That was a lot to deal with in there, but I hope it brings some light to some brands and how you feel about them and whether or not you choose to shop from them. Let me know down below if you've had to deal with any brands like this, because it is the worst thing ever. I have had to deal with one recently. I'm still waiting for a response. I don't even know if they're in business anymore, I have to be honest. It's not a huge brand. Yes, let me know down below in the comments. Please be nice to each other in the comments, and come on, be an adult, realize people with different opinions exist. You don't have to entertain those opinions. Please do consider subscribing. Go ahead and subscribe to my reaction channel if you haven't already. I'll link it down below also, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.